Hi, my name is Richard Muse.
And my name is Dwayne Squires.
And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make money from Northeast property. The first one, a bit of advice I'd always give, is to buy at a discount. That's the main thing. You want to leave some equity in that in any property for now and for the future. It gives you a bit of a safeguard if property prices go down, that you've still got equity there. And if they go up, then yeah, that's great. You're straight into profit.
That's a good tip, Richard. And if you want to know more about how you find below market value deals or properties at a discount, we've got a video series on that. So if you want to watch that and get real good detailed information around that, please click the link above and you'll be taken to that video.
Yeah. The next a bit of advice is to have a good cash flow. That's important because cash is king in any business. And you've got to be, having a positive cash flow after you've paid your mortgage, your letting agent and repairs. You still want to be taking in some cash each month, and that's your return on investment. That's the your net yield as such, and obviously put that aside. You need to put a little bit aside for repairs and maintenance, but just cash flow is so important, because if you don't have a good cash flow, then you could end up financing it out of your own pocket every time, and you don't want to be in that position.
I think that's a really good tip as well, Richard, because you should see property investing, even if you've got one or if you've got many, as a business. And like any other business, cash flow is king. It's the blood, it's the driving force behind your whole business. Because I know some investors, particularly in the South, could be foregoing cash flow over the actual value and equity in that property. But what happens if your equity is lost? Now you've got an asset that now has changed to a liability, because it's not making money, it's got no equity in it. It's a loss maker on the balance. So I think that's a really good tip.
Yeah, that's right. And the next one is the tip is to buy, refurbish and sell. That's a nice strategy. And many investors do that, where they buy a property that needs quite a lot of work or a small amount of work. And if they buy it at the right price, they obviously get their estimates of how much the work's going to cost, and done the research that the property is going to be really sellable quickly on the open market once the work's done. That there can be really good returns for investors, and certainly you've got to be looking for, in my opinion, about 20% return. So if you put £100,000 down to buy a property and refurbish it and finance it and everything, you want to be seeing a 20%, a £20,000 return on that.
I think that's another great tip, Richard. I think when you use that model, you have to just be cautious behind what property you're buying, as well as the timing of the market. You don't want to be buying a property that is where you're right at the top of the property market, because what could then happen is, if the market isn't going any further, you could be heading into a serious big loss. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, that's right. And also, when you're in that position, if things don't go so well, you can always refinance and take your money back out and let the property. The next one tip is really just a straightforward buy and sell. I say so many people just buying a property and buying it at a really good price and selling it on. And
without adding any value.
Without adding any value, and just you really have to know your market to do that. But I know one or two people have made a successful living out of doing that.
Brilliant.
The final one, which is completely different, is development. Now, this might be small or large scale development. Obviously, I think if you're going to be at the small end, it's converting offices to residential, it's converting other buildings to residential, like pubs and those type of properties. Can be very, very lucrative. Obviously, it needs to be done in a market that's got decent demand, and I know after the financial crash, everything went quiet on the development side for about 3 or 4 years, and then all of a sudden, as things picked up, out they come again, they start building. And I think a lot of it was to do with just people were quite down after that, and so was the market. And once the lenders come back up and said, yes, we're going to start lending again, off it went. And that can be a great way of investing in property. I have done one myself many years ago where I bought a warehouse and converted into 5 flats. And really challenging. I hadn't done anything like that before. But, you know, it was, as far as learning goes, it was absolutely fantastic. I learned so much from it. Fortunately, I was able to make a profit as well. So that's the other tip that I have to make property money from the northeast property.
And I think in today's market, that's a really good opportunity because it's probably a line of least resistance. The government are giving benefits and they've relaxed planning applications to allow for investors to convert commercial buildings to residential properties. But on top of that, when you convert it into maybe a set of flats or co-living space, the dynamic has changed in terms of demographically. We've now got a generation who want to co-live, want to share a flat or a development and have a room for themselves, but share the communal areas. It's really changing that dynamic. And as a result, converting these abandoned buildings or misused buildings into commercial is really supporting the economy we are in at the moment. It's helping give value back to the high streets or wherever it's located, but it's giving value to the tenants that are living in them as well. So those are really good tips, Richard.
That's it.
Thank you very much for watching our video. If you found it useful, please can you click the like button, as well as follow our YouTube channel by subscribing to it. That will then mean that when we release new videos in the future, you'll be notified of those.
Once you've liked and subscribed, why not watch other of our videos by clicking the thumbnail on the right-hand side? This will take you to more helpful videos for you to watch.